Hello and welcome back to the Toy Chest. I'm your host JD, and today we're going to be talking about a special toy, one that we've all been waiting for probably a really long time, and that's going to be the 2020 Black Series release of Cad Bane.
Cad Bane at your service. I'll take on any job for the right price.
2020 is turning out to be super crazy for my wallet, especially when it comes to Star Wars Black Series and Star Wars collectibles in general. Lego's busting it out with the Razor Crest. We have some really cool, nice, new Black Series figures finally after long and many years of sequel trilogy Fins and Poes and Rays polluting our shelves. Well, now Hasbro can focus on the rest of the mainline trilogy, as well as the weird side characters from the animated show as well. And so that brings me to today's figure. Today we're talking about the 2020 release of Star Wars The Clone Wars Cad Bane. If you were lucky enough to get this figure, he's going to be part of two releases. So probably got him either through some kind of like international retailer or probably through Hasbro Pulse, which I think was the only way to get this figure. That said, getting this exclusive version of Cad Bane, which comes in the special box and with the special Toto figure, which we will be taking a look at here in just a moment, was extremely difficult because I believe it sold out in less than 10 minutes. And not only that, but really the only difference between this release and the regular Black Series release of Cad Bane is going to be the packaging and the addition of the Toto figure. That said, this edition of the figure also is $10 more than the traditional release, so $10 for a Baby Yoda size figure on the side makes it about right. But if you're looking at the aftermarket prices, you're looking at stuff towards the $100 to $125 range, which we'll get to in a little bit as far as like what you should pay for the figure, but I would hold off before you pay that much money on this figure. If you're a fan of the Clone Wars, one of our favorite characters pretty much ever created, Dave Filoni and that Clone Wars series are probably some of the best Star Wars media you could consume. And one of the really cool characters that came out of that series is Cad Bane. Cad Bane being the galaxy's most one of the most feared bounty hunters, I believe. Not only that, but in Black Series form, I believe he was probably one of the most requested figures, and it was really just about time. They've done Bosk, Dengar, IG-11, IG-88, and all the other bounty hunters, so it really just kind of seemed like a matter of time. But this makes me excited because hopefully this means we'll be getting an Aura Singh figure, as well as maybe a young Boba Fett figure to round out our Clone Wars bounty hunter crew. That said, I really wouldn't mind like an Obi-Wan bounty hunter outfit either. I think that would be kind of cool as far as like request for Black Series figures. But let's take a look at the figure. So the figure itself is going to come with the removable hat, which is kind of like a weird softer plastic compared to the rest of the figure. He's got these detachable tubes which are on his neck, super easy to put on. His two blasters, which are unique sculpts, so brand new blaster sculpts for us. He's got this satchel thing on hanging off the left of him, and all that considered, that's pretty much all the figure has as far as accessories go. But when you look at the figure itself, is when you can start seeing a lot of the really cool details. I believe the Black Series team really kicked it out of the park with this release of this figure because pretty much every part of this figure is new. Meaning the sculpt is new, the hands, the arms, the little tubes that come off of his wrists are new. The leg articulation looks a little bit different than it looks like a standard ball joint, but it looks like you could super easily take it off and on, which is unique with Black Series because usually with Black Series figures, once you take them apart, they're toast. That said, my favorite parts about this figure, probably the detail. The detail in this figure is, I believe, does the character justice, especially since Black Series is more of like that realistic take on a lot of these figures, and some of them don't have necessarily live action reference material for the team to go off of. But I think with Cad Bane, they really knocked it out of the park. So really, at this point, this might be the first 5 out of 5 review on the channel. I would say, though, there's a couple things I would stray away from. So the release of this figure is kind of caught with a little controversy. That said, I think this version of Cad Bane was going to be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive or one of the Celebration exclusives, but since COVID hit, all of the exclusives were released on Hasbro Pulse. And that said, Hasbro Pulse, everything sold out in less than 10 minutes. So the amount of people that got this figure that aren't like scalpers or resellers was probably really low. He's going to be part of the regular Black Series wave, I believe wave 28, 27, 28, I believe. And with that, I mean, he's going to be a standard $20, $25 figure. Perfect price for this figure. Now, I don't necessarily believe the Toto edition is a necessary, what would I say, excess cost or, necessary cost. I really dislike this little dude. While he's a cool figure, I think you could probably 3D print him. But not only that, his articulation and joints just seem like really fragile. Like, I'm really scared that I'm gonna drop this figure or it's gonna fall and then something's just gonna not go back on the way it should be. Also, he's kind of weird to stand. He kind of sits at an angle for me. So, I mean, if you got your hands on a retail version of this, then congratulations. You have a super rare Toto figure for the price of $10. But if you can get your hands on the Black Series version, the regular release, totally do that. Pre-order, because this is definitely one of Hasbro's and the Black Series team's best ever made figures. The reference to the character, the detail, the articulation. Not only that, but like, who doesn't want to complete their bounty hunter set with Cad Bane? He's like one of the coolest bounty hunters behind Boba Fett, I think. So overall, what do I give this figure? This figure is going to get a 5 out of 5 Jawas. This figure has everything that I look for in a figure. Not only is it, nicely sculpted, nicely articulated, it comes with plenty of accessories. There's plenty of room for customization here too. I can't wait to see how people take their Stormtrooper Luke and Han Solos, remove the heads, and put them in Clone Trooper body or Stormtrooper body. I think that'll be a unique side. And honestly, like, just everything about this figure rings, like a great figure. Not once has he fallen. He can stand perfectly, which is a big gripe I have with the other 3 figures here. The Endor collection of our main heroes, Luke, Han, and Leia. But yeah, 5 out of 5 Jawas. If you can get your hands on one for retail, definitely do it. Pre-orders have already gone live on Hasbro Pulse and sold out by the time this video comes out. You'll have an opportunity through GameStop, which has been my local Black Series dealer for a while, as well as Amazon. So, all in all, we'll see you on the next one. We hope you enjoyed this review on the 2020 Black Series Cad Bane exclusive. Peace.